Hello everyone and welcome to Lower Sussex Little League Complex. It's the championship of the Senior League Softball World Series. Late fireworks for Delaware to get to this point. It is a rematch from last year's championship. There are the reigning champs, Michigan, who dominated Delaware in this very game a year ago. They will have to get through this Delaware team that's very talented and a massive crowd. Last year, it was Addie Freeman with a big home run. They also got a no-hitter from Kayla Blumenshine. She is not here this year, but it's another talented Michigan team trying to get the job done. We welcome you in the booth alongside the former Alabama star Allie Shipman. I'm Chucky Kemp. Well, these were the teams to beat coming into this, but it was not super straightforward. Yesterday, both of them got big challenges.
Absolutely. For Michigan, it was the Philippines, only a 1-0 gritty win by them. It was a bases-loaded walk by Addie Freeman. And then for Delaware, a come-from-behind win. It was Kimora Harris with a big-time home run, 8-5 win over Czechia to get here.
Yeah, really tough to get here for these two teams. Michigan, it's been all about the offense. The last couple games, though, only 5 combined runs. Still 13-0 in the last 2 World Series, trying to make it 14-0 with back-to-back championships, outscoring their opponents 58-7. Even when the offense isn't great, they still have really talented pitching, and we'll see her again today, Addie Taylor.
It's Addie Taylor and McKenna Cresbaugh in the circle for them. They gave up a combined 6 hits in the last 3 games, and I did some math. Together, 32 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 32 Ks, and a combined 0.44 ERA as a staff. They work together in tandem. Cresbaugh a little bit more changeup. Addie going up in the zone, but they are great working together as a staff. 5
of the 7 runs allowed came in 1 game, so you just can't score against them. Delaware were down late, like you mentioned, to Czechia. 4-1 going to the bottom of the 5th, but got it done, Kimora Harris.
And she had struggled in this game, had a strikeout, had a few errors on defense, but she came up big when her team needed her. Got the rise ball up in the zone, sent it over the fence, and then Adeline Lutz, this big-time bases scoring triple. She's going to score 3 runs on that and lead Delaware to an 8-5 win over Czechia.
Delaware is the home team in this one, which is fitting with an absolutely packed house from their nearby cities they hail from. This is the lineup Michigan sends to the order. Just 2 lefties in there. McKenna Cresbaugh will lead things off. Tremendous center fielder. She can pitch and she can hit it. Keep an eye on Ayanna Jackson in the 2-hole, one of the best hitters of the week. We are ready to go. Sierra Lewis delivers the first pitch for strike 1 on the inside corner, fresh off 130 pitches a night ago. She has thrown to 66% of the batters faced in this tournament. Last night was her longest outing.
And she's gone 25 1/3 innings pitched in this tournament. She's been incredible for them. 19 strikeouts. She'll work really great velocity, a curve, a fast rise, and then of course mixing that changeup just to keep people off balance.
Last night, 6 1/3, 5 hits, 4 earned. 3 of those earned runs came in the first inning. She locked it down after that. Kenny Blades and Autumn Willie got an out apiece in the 7th to close the door on Czechia. This is out to shallow center and caught by Ava Brock. 1 up, 1 down for Sierra Lewis.
And it almost seemed like yesterday we were seeing her throw harder than we have all week long. She stepped up big time when her team needed her. And I would guess again today with the championship on the line, we might see an even better Sierra Lewis today.
Quick recovery after a grueling outing last night against Czechia. Retires McKenna Cresbaugh to start the game. Delivers just outside ball 1 to Ayanna Jackson, the designated player who's hitting .600 this week. She's actually 8 for 8 coming into the elimination rounds. Has struggled a little bit in the last 2 games for her standards, but she's got 3 doubles and a couple home runs. 2 teams that are 6-0. Something's got to give today in the championship. Michigan trying to go back-to-back. Delaware won this event back in 2017. Actually, their player advocate, Kylie Kruger, who is the older sister of their first baseman, Carly Kruger, was on that team in 2017 that won the Senior League Softball World Series. It was outside ball 3. 3-1 count to Ayanna Jackson.
And when you talk about something's got to give, the big thing that stands out to me is the defense for both of these teams. For Michigan, a .974 fielding percentage, and then for Delaware, a .964 fielding percentage. With both teams that hit the ball, it's going to come down to defense.
Down the left field line for a base hit to start the game. Jackson rounds first headed for second, and it's a double with one out here in the first.
And that is the exact start that you needed out of Jackson. If you're Michigan, she goes with this low and away pitch, stays on it, doesn't try to do too much with it, gets right past Jordan Bowe at third base and uses her speed for a stand-up double.
Let's go right now.
Addie Freeman at the plate. This was her moment last year. 3-run home run in the championship game. It was a 10-0 win for Michigan. They no-hit Delaware with their star pitcher, Kayla Blumenshine, who aged out, and she will head to Central Michigan and be a freshman there this coming fall. Addie Freeman, a college commit herself, one of many on this Michigan team. Delaware has a few that are also going to play at the next level. Two of the best defenses here this week, all around. These two teams amongst the top in all three phases of the game, pitching, defense, and hitting.
And when you have two very talented teams playing each other, it comes down to which team makes the fewest mistakes. Who can be clean on defense, who can be clean running the base paths, doing the little things right.
That catches the inside corner, strike two. 2-2 count to Addie Freeman. Last year would write messages on her inner forearm with Sharpie before each game. It looks like she's got one on there again today. I think that just says, "Be Addie." Just tapped that foul.
You win this battle, team!
2-2 to Freeman. High for ball three. She was the hero yesterday in a 10-pitch at bat that led to that bases loaded walk to score the lone run against the Philippines. There were basically two mistakes in that game. The Philippines made one of them on defense and one of them running the bases. And it very well was the difference with the walk that Freeman drew.
And you can already tell Addie Freeman is so disciplined, yet also so aggressive in her approach at the plate. She knows when it's her time to unleash that swing, but she also knows when to take. And that's why not only does she hit for power, but she also takes walks when she needs to.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming to Freeman. Just inside ball four. Two teams that are familiar with each other, two coaches that are familiar with each other. That is Zach Orr, the manager for Michigan. Two on, one out. Swinging at the first pitch, hit into left field, caught by Emma Jackson, and there's two away. That's Aubrey Cresbaugh getting one of her first starts of the week. Sisters with McKenna Cresbaugh.
And that's a good bounce back by Sierra Lewis. You could tell she was frustrated not getting the call against Addie Freeman, but going right back at Cresbaugh and getting her to pop up.
Ball one to Reagan Allen, hitting .385 this week. A couple extra base hits. She has scored 8 runs. Lewis challenging these hitters inside, but it's 2-0.
And part of just being in the first inning is learning the umpire's strike zone, learning how you as a pitcher and a catcher, the battery, need to adjust to account for where he likes to call.
Slow roller left side for Jordan Bowe, and a clean first inning for Sierra Lewis. Delaware will grab the bats for the first time when we come back. We are underway in the championship game.
No score goes to the bottom of the first.
Back in Frankfort, Delaware, the host team, Delaware, coming to the plate for the first time in this championship game. Going to try and take the lead. They have never led Michigan in the championship. Were shut out last year. Were no hit last year. I actually believe we have possibility of some sort of review that might be underway. We're trying to get word as to exactly what is happening.
I think possibly they're going to look at that last bat by Reagan Allen. Came off of the bat weird, a bit of a slow roller, wondering if maybe it hit her on its way out.
That's what I thought in real time, but nothing was ever called, and there didn't seem to be a fuss about it right after the fact. It's also a little bit odd because if that is the case, and we're speculating a little bit here, but if that were the challenge and it were successful, we would change up everything. Michigan would go back to the dugout.
That is close, but I don't think it quite gets her foot. You can kind of see in the dirt where the ball hits, it looks like it's just to the side of where her foot would be. It's almost like when she opens as part of her swing, she moved her foot out of the way.
Zach Orr awaiting word. Yeah, if this is overturned, Delaware's going to have to get back to the field, and Michigan will come back up with 2 outs.
And Michigan's already fully done with their in-between innings warm-up. They are fully anticipating being on defense.
Actually, I'm not even sure Michigan's players knew. They were asking if they were waiting, or someone asked just now if they were waiting, and the umpire at home plate said, yeah, we're waiting on a review. I thought this angle, look at her left toe. I thought it knocked her foot out of the way there.
I think it's because she's opening up as part of her swing. As her front hip opens, she kind of rolls that foot. So I think that's part of her swing, but maybe the ball just gets a little bit of that toe. It did come off very strangely. And you would think from that angle right there that it would have more of a bounce because it hit straight down, but it slowly rolled out. It went flat as if it did hit her in the foot.
I thought that view is the one that makes it look like it did get her, to me. The other side, I don't think it looks like that. But that view, I thought it looks like it hits her in the toe. We'll see what the replay official thinks. This is going to be an interesting event if it is. Nope, she is out. Well, let's take a look at this Delaware lineup that now gets to come to the plate. Journey Hearn leads it off. Not a whole lot's changing in the top part of this, in the top 5. There's a little bit of mix-up down low. Sierra Lewis drops to the 8 hole. Ava Brock moves up a little bit. But keep an eye on Adeline Lutz, Kruger, and Kimora Harris, big-time run producers for this Delaware team. First pitch, outside, ball one. Addie Taylor is the pitcher. A complete game, 2-hit, 3-walk shutout yesterday against the Philippines.
And she has a .389 ERA. That is unreal for a pitcher in the circle. And it's that changeup right there. That is nasty. That's what she went to a ton yesterday. She's going to need to go to it again today. Mix that in with her rise ball, and she can be deadly.
And then she brings that in there with some serious velocity, and that's strike two. That's tough to adjust to.
What I think is so fun is that between Addie Taylor and her catcher, Addie Freeman, they call their own game. So every pitch that you see is coming from the minds of the battery.
High for ball two. How often did you get to call your own game?
That was one of my favorite parts of the game. So all growing up, I called my own game. I got to do it a little bit at Alabama. We kind of worked as a crew there. But it is so fun. You learn so much about the game, and you just grow your IQ.
This is driven to left field. Journey Hearn looked like she was not seeing it exactly in that at bat. Makes a great adjustment and barrels one.
And Addie Taylor goes back-to-back fastballs, gives Journey Hearn the opportunity to get on time with this pitch, gets her barrel out and drives it into left field for a base hit. Watch the timing here. She gets her foot down, barrel out. She's almost a little bit early, but the extension is what saves her.
Adeline Lutz trying to play a little small ball. She had one of the big swings last night, a triple to clear the bases in the 6th inning. They scored 7 runs between the 5th and 6th inning last night. 8-5 winners over Czechia. 0-1 to Lutz. Again, showing bunt, pulls back for ball one. Lutz is the daughter of the Delaware manager, Clint Lutz. Bunts this one back to the pitcher, Taylor. They'll take the out at first, and they've got a runner in scoring position. There is Clint Lutz over at third base. A really cool moment when she had that triple last night. She was fired up, and the last shot we had was her and her dad high-fiving.
That has to be a great feeling, sliding into third base, cheering with your team, and then looking up and seeing your dad just as pumped as you are.
Carly Kruger gets the run-producing opportunity, takes that changeup for strike one. Kruger has driven in 10. They have 2 players that in 6 games have driven in double-digit runs. Kruger and Kimora Harris, who leads the Senior League Softball World Series with those 14 RBIs.
And this is the dangerous part of the lineup between Kruger and Harris. So if you're Addie Taylor in the circle, this is your time to really pull out that changeup, mix speeds, keep them off balance.
Just inside, that is ball 2. Trying that changeup again, too far outside, 3-1. This is a dangerous spot, not only to Kruger, but with Kimora Harris waiting in the wings on deck. Three-one pitch coming from Taylor. Ball 4, here comes Kimora Harris for the first time today.
Kimora Harris is no stranger to these big-time moments. We showed you earlier last night the big clutch 2-run home run. She can hit for power, but also for average, hitting .476 with a tournament-leading 14 RBIs.
Journey Hearn snapped the hitless streak against Michigan with the first at bat in the game. Next stop is scoring a run against this Michigan team.
I would almost be willing to put Kimora Harris on. Load the bases with 1 out. You have multiple opportunities for force plays anywhere, but I don't know if you let their best hitter beat you.
She kind of chased that. Clint Lutz stops it over in his third base coach's box. It's a 1-1 count. .476 average for Harris, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2.
Beautiful location there by Addie Taylor. If I were her, I'd try to go somewhere similar, maybe expand a little bit more away, but if she can get that called in that zone, that's a tough spot to hit.
The off speed dips low for ball 2. Just tipped that ball.
Once again, that's a great location, and especially knowing that last night Harris, the pitch she went yard on was that rise ball up. Addie Taylor has a rise ball, she'll go to it, but I think right now you have to stay low, away, or the off speed against Harris.
Two-two pitch now from Taylor. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Addie Taylor. It's a big one.
And this is just a beautiful spot by Addie Taylor. She's going to go to that screwball inside. Look at this pitch move towards the back knee of Kimora Harris. And now Addie Taylor fired up, and as she should be, that's a big-time strikeout.
First pitch just outside. Emma Jackson with 2 outs and still the 2 runners at first and second. .429 average, a pair of doubles, and 2 RBIs this week for Emma Jackson. The Delaware left fielder. The off speed, she tried to wait on it, waste it for strike 1. Delaware brings back 7 starters from last year. So a lot of familiar faces that were here on this field when it didn't go their way. Michigan lost 9 players off of their World Series team from last year. Still plenty that know what it takes. Ball 2.
And these two teams have been fairly similar all the way here. They've been undefeated. Michigan hitting .398 as a team, Delaware .365. Both of them have put up just about 57, 58 runs in this entire tournament. They are neck and neck statistically.
Last year, Michigan going 7-0 and outscored their opponents 82-5 with 5 shutouts, including the championship. There is strike 2. It's like they're mixing in and out really well right now.
And you can tell the umpire behind the plate doesn't like to expand north and south. So it's a good adjustment by Addie Taylor, recognizing that she can get more strikes in and out.
Everything's just tightened up a little bit, even back to the quarterfinals. Had some really competitive games in that one. Michigan played in one of them, beat Pennsylvania just 4-0. And yesterday, these two teams got all they wanted and then some. Czechia, for the longest time, looked like they were going to upset the host, Delaware. Just missing on the inside part of the plate.
This is a beautiful spot, low and in. A good try there by Addie Freeman behind the plate too. I just think a little too low.
3-2 count. 2 on, 2 outs in the first. Swing and a miss, back-to-back Ks for Addie Taylor to get out of the jam in the first.
Addie Taylor stepping up big when her team needs her. This time she's going to go up in the zone with her rise ball. Now Michigan looking to hit when we come back.
It is the 50th anniversary of the Senior League Softball World Series, a rematch of number 49 last year. This is how we got here. This is the elimination format. The Philippines and Czechia falling yesterday in 2 fantastic semifinals. And it's Michigan and Delaware, who are both 6-0. I do think everyone knew coming into this, those are the 2 teams to beat. We saw them get some pretty good looks in the build-up to this.
And they know what it takes to get to this moment. And there's a lot to be said about knowing how to win, knowing how to manage your feelings when you're in an environment like that. And you could tell all week long they've done a great job.
Strike 1 from Sierra Lewis to start the second inning. Retired the first batter in the first, then gave up a double and a walk before stranding a pair. So very similar in the first inning for these 2 teams, both leaving 1 runner on base. That is strike 2 on the swing from Hannah Johnson, reaching at that pitch. She is the shortstop for Michigan, hitting .333 this week, has driven in 4 and has scored 6 times herself. Saginaw Valley State commit. She's hit out to the second baseman right at Ava Brock, 1 out.
You could tell the speed already for Lewis and how she's able to mix between her fast stuff and her slow stuff is already catching these Michigan batters off guard. Not a lot of squared up balls yet. And I think that's what's going to make her really hard to handle today. If she can locate her changeup well, she'll be in business.
Strike 1 to Caitlin Brennan. Good to see her out here. She was a little bit hobbled on a foul ball that she tried to track down at the fence yesterday. Homered a couple games ago for Michigan in the quarterfinals, her first of the week. And she's seeing a 1-1 count here. Michigan hitting just a touch under 400 as a team. 23 extra base hits, 10 home runs, the 58 runs scored in their first 6 games. And they'd only struck out 14 times in their first 5. Erica May Gonzalez for the Philippines struck them out 11 times yesterday, so that was a rarity.
And she went to her rise ball. That was what helped her get some of these batters out. And so if you're Delaware and you watched that game, that might be a game plan as well. Try to work in the rise along with the changeup.
Not a player in the lineup for Michigan hitting under 300 today. Strike three looking. First strikeout for Sierra Lewis. That's out number 2 in the second.
And this is just a beautifully placed fastball on the inside corner. Perfect location. You can tell it just freezes Caitlin Brennan.
Sierra Lewis looking for 2 scoreless against this Michigan offense. It is just high and away for ball 1. Elena Trotter is the hitter. She's hit 2 out of the yard this week, hitting 300, the third baseman today. Fouled back. Michigan in the last 15 and 2/3 innings has scored just 5 runs.
I think as we've gotten closer to this championship game, the pitching has gotten better and better and better. I think the players in the circle have stepped up for those big moments.
Two, 1. That is strike 2. Sierra Lewis looks like she got a good night's rest last night. Currently 92 degrees with a light breeze here in Delaware.
Well, and like you mentioned, last night was Sierra Lewis's longest outing. Before, she would start every game, but maybe get around the halfway point and they'd take her out to give her a rest. She went the full game yesterday and not a lot of recovery time, less than 24 hours.
Staying alive is Elena Trotter in this 3-2 count. This is the biggest crowd that we have seen this week here to support Delaware. They were here when we got here a couple hours before the game, already kind of claiming their spots with the tents around the outfield fence. Braving the heat on this Sunday afternoon. Just inside ball 4, the inning continues.
I think that's a competitive spot for Sierra Lewis. She had gotten a strike similar to that pitch earlier in the at-bat, but Trotter just being so disciplined to leave that one alone and take her walk.
Allie Rather, the left fielder, takes strike 1. She's hitting .556 this week. She's gone down to the bottom of the order the last couple games. Trying to keep it going for McKenna Cresbaugh on the top of this lineup, and she will. A base hit right back up the middle, and there's 2 on again for Michigan with 2 outs.
And that's exactly why Rather is down there in the 9-hole. She is consistent, she produces, and then she rolls the lineup over back to the top. This time she lets that ball get in deep. She trusts her bat in her hands, drives it right up the middle, and now sets it up for McKenna Cresbaugh, the leadoff batter.
Popped up and out of play on the first pitch to McKenna Cresbaugh, who popped out to the second baseman, Ava Brock, her first trip to the plate. Elena Trotter on second, Allie Rather on first. Ball 1. Driven to left center field. It is gone! again. A 3-run shot from McKenna Cresbaugh. Michigan on the board first.
That is the 11th home run for Michigan in this tournament, and this time it's off the bat of McKenna Cresbaugh. Rather just turning this lineup over, gets it back to the top for Cresbaugh. She gets this pitch belt high middle. She is on time for it, gets her barrel out in front. This is a line drive shot, smoked over the left center wall.
The 9th different Michigan hitter to leave the yard this week in just their 7th game. Michigan has a good fan base that made the trip from Grand Blanc. Certainly at a disadvantage in numbers, but they were fired up for that one off the bat of Cresbaugh, and it got out of here in a hurry.
This is what makes this Michigan lineup so dangerous, is there's so many different players with power. As a pitcher, now it's a battle of you can't let anybody get on base. If you give up a solo shot, that's one thing, but giving up a big-time home run like a 3-run shot, now that's a big deficit that this Delaware offense is going to have to come back from.
At least half this Delaware team will age out next year. So you know this feels like their opportunity. Tremendously talented team, but find themselves down again in the championship to Michigan.
Now here's the catcher, Addie Freeman.
Ayanna Jackson walks.
Seemed like maybe a little bit of confusion, like she wasn't sure if that was a ball or a strike. In the end, it's ball 4. She takes her walk.
Driven to center field, Freeman into the trees. Michigan exploding in the 2nd inning.
Freeman, the Western Michigan softball commit. She has been there. She has done this before in this exact same moment. She is built for these moments. She knows what it feels like. You can hear and feel the energy coming from this Michigan dugout right now. But for Addie Freeman, that is just another day in the ballpark for her.
Allie, there were 2 outs in the inning, 2 up, 2 down to start the inning for Michigan, and then a walk from Trotter, a single from Rather to turn it over to the top, and 2 home runs in the last 3 batters from Cresbaugh and Freeman.
And you can tell the second time through the order, they've made adjustments. They talked about their plan, they talked about what they wanted to look for, and they have been executing.
Now a 2-0 count to Aubrey Cresbaugh, the younger sister of McKenna. Aubrey flew out to left field her first trip to the plate. She was only 1 for 2 coming into this game, but gets the start and goes into the cleanup spot.
And to me, Cresbaugh's really good defensively at that second base spot. And so that's probably another reason why she's getting her opportunity in this big moment. She has a hit, she's had quality at bats, but also she's great at second base.
Ball 4, and it continues. 6 consecutive batters have reached for Michigan. hearing the Michigan fans that have made the trip getting behind their team, who have jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the second. I mean, we were a strike away from this being a 1-2-3 inning. Instead, they are halfway to last year's total in this same game.
For Delaware and for Sierra Lewis, you have to remember it's only the top of the second. There is so much more time left in this game. The Delaware offense is a potent one. So now your next focus has got to be go right back at this next batter, get out of this inning, and then you can refocus as a team.
First pitch taken by Allen, and that's a stolen base for Aubrey Cresbaugh to put herself in scoring position. Tough part for Delaware. You're going against Addie Taylor. First out of the bullpen would be McKenna Cresbaugh. Combined, they have given up 2 earned runs in 32 innings pitched. There's that off speed, but it's a little low for ball 1.
For Lewis, she has to be able to throw that pitch for a strike. That would be a game changer for her against these Michigan batters.
Gasses that one past Allen, and it's 1-2. This is the 9th batter that has come to the plate for Michigan in the second inning. And Lewis ended here. This is hit hard and just out of the glove of Brock at second. The throw comes home and heads up base running for Allen to take second base. Ava Brock nearly took that away and ended the inning.
This ball is ripped by Reagan Allen, but look at the athleticism by Ava Brock going up to get that, and just because she tipped that ball, she keeps a run from scoring. That's a great job by Ava Brock, the second baseman.
First pitch down and in, ball 1 to Hannah Johnson, who led this inning off by lining out right to Ava Brock at second. She's got an opportunity with 2 in scoring position to really break this thing open. Strike 1. Two and 1. In the air to left center field, right between the 2 outfielders, and it's caught by Adeline Lutz to end the second. Michigan, what a rally.
And it started with McKenna Cresbaugh getting this ball belt high, getting her barrel around it, driving it to the left center gap, and then it's Addie Freeman going a little bit of Oppo Taco. They're up 5-0.
Freeman Foundation.
hitters to deliver 5 runs, 5 two-out runs in the second inning for Michigan to take one more step toward going back-to-back at the Senior League Softball World Series.
And I think it's worth noting how many pitches each of these pitchers has thrown. Lewis, 60 pitches already for Delaware, but on the other side for Michigan, Addie Taylor, only 26 pitches. Taylor just being so much more efficient through the zone.
Ball one low to Jordan Bowe. Second time Delaware has come to the plate. The third baseman had a really nice swing. One of her better swings of the tournament last night, driving a ball into center field late in that game. Hitting .333 this week with a double and 2 RBIs. That is strike one to the third baseman. JB has been really impressive at third base defensively all week long. Chases that and taps it foul for strike 2.
You could tell Bowe a little frustrated with that swing, with her decision making there. But now she's seen it. She's felt the timing of that. She understands what that changeup looks like out of the hand. So as a batter, you can use that information to your advantage.
1-2 from Taylor. Well, the good news for Delaware, they've been here just last night, trailing 4-1, going to the bottom of the 5th. So they've got much more time than that to erase this 5-run lead. Chases that for strike 3. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Addie Taylor.
And they've all been on different pitches. This time, Addie Taylor's gonna go back to that changeup. Look at the movement on this pitch. It's gonna drop down out of the zone so that by the time Bowe swings, she's gonna miss way over the top.
Strike one to Ava Brock, the second baseman. .375 average this week. 4 doubles, 6 RBIs, and 6 runs scored. Just all together, really putting it together at the offensive side of the ball and defense. She's been busy at second.
This is the part of the order for Delaware that they really need to get on base, just to turn the lineup over back to their top hitters. But it starts with having a plan, especially off a pitcher like Addie Taylor. You have to be able to pick the changeup or pick the fast stuff and commit to that timing.
Two-one count to Brock. The pitcher, Sierra Lewis, on deck. Delaware had 2 of their first 3 in the first inning reach base. Single and a walk. They had a sacrifice bunt by Adeline Lutz between them, but couldn't bring either around. There is strike 2. Chased it. 4 straight strikeouts for Taylor.
Addie Taylor is just in her zone right now. She is just playing around with these batters' minds, goes back to that changeup. This time it's out and away, but she sets up those pitches so well. The way that her and Freeman are able to call these games is so mature. It shows high IQ between the two of them.
Two Addies talking in the circle, Freeman and Taylor. Now Sierra Lewis for the first time at the plate. This is exactly the part of the order that stepped up for Michigan last half inning with 2 outs and started that 5-run rally. Strike 1. Just outside to Lewis. Average is a little down, but she's walked 3 times. The on-base percentage, a solid number coming into this final day. She has started all 7 games for Delaware in the circle. Big reason why they are here right now.
And Lewis has made some mid-tournament adjustments to her swing. Earlier in this tournament, she was starting her bat really low as she got into her stance. You'll see now as she gets ready to hit, she's going to raise those hands a little bit higher. That way she's quicker and more efficient to the ball.
Takes strike 2. Addie Taylor struck out 5 batters all yesterday against the Philippines. That is ball 4. She is at 4 right now, and they've all come in succession. But Lewis does exactly what Michigan's 8-hole did last half inning and walks. And now it's Sophia Bowen stepping to the plate to catch her.
And I'm going to say the same thing that I said last inning. This is an important at-bat. If you can turn the lineup back over to the top, Journey Hearn already has a base hit on the day. Then you get to Adeline Lutz, who's hitting around the 500 mark. This is a big moment and opportunity for Delaware.
Just a quick check-in with Addie Taylor.
One on number 7. One on number 7. All right, here we go.
Can Sophia Bowen keep it going? The bottom of the Delaware order, bottom of the 2nd inning of the championship at the Senior League Softball World Series. Game number 27 of the week. Really more because they've been playing some still. Some of the teams who have been eliminated have played against each other these last couple days. Strike 1 to Bowen. I actually think Czechia and the Philippines played each other today.
And now many of the teams that are eliminated are actually here. They're watching this championship game.
One is the count. The off-speed catches the outside corner. Bowen behind 1-2 against Taylor. Have you seen it enough that you might start looking for that pitch?
Absolutely. I would take the chance and sit on that changeup.
Popped up close to the fence, and that will get down. Brennan obviously a little bit cautious over there. That's where she kind of rolled her ankle yesterday.
Well, and back to your point about the changeup, every batter has gotten at least one, and she throws it for a strike. So now, especially early in the count, now with 2 strikes, it's a little bit different, but early in the count, I would go up there sitting it. If she beats me with her fast stuff and I'm down 0-2, then I have to battle.
Another 1-2. Just tipped off the bat of Bowen. You got to pick one of the speeds, though, right?
You have to.
Hard or you wait for the changeup?
You have to, because if you don't pick, then you're going to be off speed for both of them. You have to at least be on time for one and be willing to take the hit in terms of missing the changeup or missing the fastball.
Two and two. Strike three on the outside corner. 5 strikeouts for Addie Taylor, matching yesterday's total against the Philippines. We are through 2 in the championship, and Michigan is up 5.
Top of the third inning, Central coming to bat.
Some beautiful spots to vacation on the Indian River Bay. Well, you want to see some girls with game? Tune into an exciting summer of softball and visit littleleaguesoftball.org for great content, information about starting a league, and more. The Little League Softball World Series in Greenville, that championship going on at the same time as this one right now. We do have a new pitcher in the circle for Delaware. It will be Autumn Willie, who we saw very briefly last night, but did record 1 out to help them get out of that game against Czechia.
And she's got multiple different pitches, but she really just works in, out, and up. Doesn't go down much. She's got good velocity. I think this is a good call. Sierra Lewis, the previous pitcher, between last night's game and this game, had already thrown 190 pitches total in less than 24 hours. That is a lot of strain on her. I think this is a very smart decision to go to Autumn Willie.
Willie will see 7, 8, 9 in the order. There is strike 2 to jump out of Caitlin Brennan, who struck out looking. She was the second out of the second inning. Brennan, Trotter, Rather to face Willie.
And the expectation of every relief pitcher is you come in and you leave the score as it is for the other team. You give your offense a chance, however you need to do that. So that's the mindset that Autumn Willie needs to have out on the circle.
Lifted to left field, the first batter to face her, but it is caught just shy of the warning track. Out number 1 for Willie, with Emma Jackson making the play in left.
Brennan just underneath that rise ball. Barely mishit it, a little bit out in front. But for Autumn Willie, got ahead 0-2 quickly, went to that up pitch and got her off time.
Strike 1 to Elena Trotter. Trotter at third base in this one. We've also seen Sammy Wright at third base, a fair share for Michigan. Elena Trotter, 17 years old, from Grand Blanc. Fouls that back, and she is behind 0-2. So Autumn Willie coming in, and she is pounding the strike zone to get ahead of these hitters.
It makes it so much easier to pitch when you work ahead. You have space to go maybe further up in the zone, maybe put a changeup really low.
Inside, and it hits the batter, but the umpire says no. She was leaned over a little bit. And he will bring the batter back. It is a ball on the batter still. One-two popped up, and Ava Brock calls off Willie, 2 outs.
Willie already doing her job very well. Pounding the zone. Both of these batters, she worked ahead 0-2. That is the ticket. Give yourself some room to work, expand the zone, see if you can get these Michigan batters to chase.
Ball 1 to Allie Rather. She was the second of those 7 consecutive batters that came up and reached for Michigan last inning. Goes around on that pitch, strike 1. She singled and scored the second run on that 3-run shot by McKenna Cresbaugh. Two one. Michigan won all 4 of their pool play games by at least 10 runs and outscored opponents 53-7 in pool play alone. They have yet to give up a run in the elimination rounds. 4-0 against Pennsylvania, 1-0 against the Philippines, and now 5-0 against Delaware. That is 16 innings in the circle of scoreless ball. Just saw Michaela Eikenberry jog down back to the dugout for Delaware after warming up down the left field line. So just keeping everybody available. This has the makings of a bit of a bullpen game for Delaware if they can stay in it.
Well, and why not? This is the championship. You have to lay it all on the line. You might as well get everybody ready for this moment.
Ball 4. Coming with 2 outs in back-to-back innings, and now we are back to the top of the Michigan order.
Big difference between that at-bat and the ones before. Autumn Willie did not work ahead. And that at-bat right there. She had the first 2 batters 0-2. That one she was able to work to 2-2, but then lost her, gave up a walk.
First pitch swinging for Cresbaugh, fouled off. That 3-run home run in the second that opened the scoring was her first home run of the week. She had popped out her first time to the plate in the first. Tries to wait on the changeup in the air, middle of the field for Kimora Harris. Autumn Willie with a nice clean 3rd inning out of the Delaware bullpen. Got to get the bats rolling here. Coming to the plate for the 3rd time.
Go to the bottom of the 3rd inning and just a 3 coming to the bat.
5-0 Michigan over Delaware. The Delaware Bats, the host, coming to the plate for the third time. That's Kate Mitchell, who has moved out to left field. She's a college commit, one of a handful on this team, and replaces Allie Rather out there. Story the last couple days has been Addie Taylor, who's now gone 9 scoreless innings in the semis against the Philippines and here against Delaware. Top of the order for the second time, Journey Hearn leads it off.
And now that Delaware's had a chance to see Addie Taylor one time through the order, this is where you make adjustments. This is where you start to pass information down to your teammates, come up with an offensive plan of attack.
Hearn is ahead 2-0. She's walked 5 times. She's been hit by a pitch 4 times and picked up her 6th hit of the week in her first at bat today. Was stranded on second base. 2-0. And she is hit by the pitch. So Delaware in business. They've got their leadoff on for the second time in this game. Both times it's been Hearn.
And that's exactly who you want to get on base in this situation. Set it up for Lutz and Kruger and Harris that are coming up next.
Zach Orr just checking again on Addie Taylor. He came out last inning. It felt like it was a conversation if she was feeling okay almost. Comes out and just talks to her in this visit too. Believe that if he were to visit again in this game, she would have to exit. Get 3 visits with the same pitcher before they have to be pulled. So that was the last time we'll see Zach Orr talking with Addie Taylor unless they are pulling her out of this game. That's strike 1 to Adeline Lutz. The obvious go-to if you go from Taylor elsewhere would be the center fielder McKenna Cresbaugh. Just missing on the 0-1 pitch. Adeline Lutz gonna get to swing it here. She sacrificed Hearn to second base her first time up. Takes ball 2. Two-1 from Taylor. Ground ball, chance for 2. Quick flip to second. Lutz has too much speed. They do get an out.
Good play there by Hannah Johnson, recognizing that she had an opportunity to get the lead runner. This is a changeup off the bat of Lutz. Does a good job communicating, goes to the flip, just not in time for 2.
Changeup floats outside for ball 1 to Carly Kruger. That is strike 1. So it's Lutz and then Kruger. Lutz's dad, Clint, the manager. Kruger's dad, Paul, the first base coach. The other coach is Jeff Bowen. Is Sophia Bowen's dad, the catcher. Bounced in. Lutz stays put at first base, 2-1. Ground ball right side, another hard hit ball. They get the lead runner at second. No chance for 2 again. Michigan will play this game all day.
Good job by Cresbaugh reading this hop. This is hard hit. Watch the hop that this has to take, how Cresbaugh kind of has to jump up with it, secures it, and gets that lead out.
Just like Delaware just needs something to go their way. They need to feel something, get some energy back. Michigan, in large part, is kind of taking this crowd out of it a little bit. Somebody like Kimora Harris could light the fire for her team. Give them some confidence to get back in this. 1-0 pitch. There's no doubt you would think Michigan's going to be careful with Kimora Harris. There's not a lot of reason to give her something too good here, especially when you're already behind 2-0.
Absolutely not. She's, like I said, the tournament leader in RBIs. In my mind, you don't let the best hitter on the team beat you.
Slowly hit up the middle. She kind of went after that off-speed pitch outside. After a leadoff walk, it's 1-2-3 for Addie Taylor. 3 scoreless in the game for her.
Our score remains 5-0.
The folks here in Delaware showed up for the hometown team. They were here early, got their spots around the outfield fence. A lot of them with the tents up to stay in the shade to try to stay cool on this 92-degree day.
Luckily, you can see the snow cones that many of them have in hand. We have gotten to try the snow cones here, plenty. Delicious and a lifesaver in this heat.
We can vouch for the snow cones, for the milkshakes.
Not proud of it, but we have had a snow cone and or a milkshake every day.
Every day. That day we had both was the highlight. Ayanna Jackson leads off the 4th inning for Michigan. Big inning here, 2-3-4. Against the new pitcher, Autumn Willie, who is working in her 2nd full inning of work. Only gave up a walk last inning. It's strike 1 on the outside corner to Jackson.
Jackson, a double and a walk in this game. And like we said, she's a dangerous hitter. She's hitting around 600. This is another one in this Michigan lineup that you have to be really careful with when you're placing your pitches.
Jackson, Freeman, and Rather have all reached twice in the game for Michigan. Jackson in a 3-1 count, trying to make it 3 times in 4 innings, reaching base. Strike 2. drives this to right center field. A no-doubter for Jackson. The third home run in the game for Michigan and her third of the week.
My goodness, Ayanna Jackson. This was a no-doubter. This ball inside, belt high, gets her hands underneath it. She knows immediately, pointing towards the sky. That ball was hit into the trees. And she flexed a little bit as she rounded third base, showing off the muscles. Ayanna Jackson.
Their top three hitters have all homered. Here's the flex as she goes around third base. Well, here's one of the other home run hitters, Addie Freeman. Two-run shot her last time up off of Sierra Lewis.
Addie Freeman, this is what she did in the second inning. Gets inside that pitch, low in the zone, drives it to the right center gap. I would stay away from that spot if I'm Autumn Willie.
Two-one the count to Freeman. Three and one. Ball four to Freeman. So Jackson and Freeman now have both reached three times.
Freeman, she's 1 for 1 on the day with a 2 RBI home run. 2 walks. She's just seeing the ball so well. And then if you account for yesterday, she's the reason they had that RBI yesterday as well with another walk.
Such a complete Michigan team. Aubrey Cresbaugh is the hitter. She walked in the second inning, was stranded on third base. Takes strike one and falls behind 0-2. Off speed, got her, runner goes, and is safe at second. There's one out in the inning.
This is what can happen for Autumn Willie if she works ahead in the count. That's another time that she was up 0-2 and then was able to pull the string on that changeup and get her first strikeout of the game.
Reagan Allen takes ball one. Hunter and a Fisher. Head in the count 1-0 and takes that for ball two. Ground ball left side. Bowe goes to a knee and throws from her knees. Great play by Jordan Bowe at third base. There's two away.
How about Jordan Bowe showing off the arm strength? Doesn't even need to use her feet. She says, all right, I'll just throw it from my knees across the field. This is a great stop, first of all, going to her backhand side, falls to her knees, checks the runner, and then makes a great throw. No momentum needed, just arm strength.
Yeah, that was not lobbed across there. That was on a rope. She's been so impressive, especially on this side of the ball. Just feels like anything hitters have tried, small ball, hard hit balls, she's onto it so quickly. Especially the small ball coverage for her has been really impressive.
She has a ton of range, not only laterally, but forwards and backwards as well. And that tells me she's fearless. She's not scared to charge hard, especially on those bunts.
Hannah Johnson fouls that straight back. She's 0 for 2. She actually led off and finished the second inning. Lined out to the second baseman and flew out to the center fielder. She's had a couple good swings, just nothing to show for it yet. Two and two the count to Hannah Johnson. Her and McKenna Cresbaugh will go to Saginaw Valley State together.
When you have two teammates willing to go to the same school together, that shows you how tight-knit this group is. You have to really enjoy being with somebody in order to take that to the next step and go to a college program together.
3 of the players will go to Wayne State together. Delaware has some that will go play at a local community college together. So 2 teams that are very close. Clint Lutz for Delaware said this team super close, really comfortable together on the field, have played a lot of softball over the years. And he just praised how much talent they have in a small area. Georgetown Little League out of Georgetown, Delaware, very nearby. That is strike 3 to retire Johnson and end the inning. Just 1 run over 2 innings out of the bullpen for Autumn Willie.
And it's Ayanna Jackson with a big swing. She knew it right off the bat, flexing her muscles off, celebrating with her teammates, and now Delaware a chance to tack some on. Some runs on, but they have to go through Addie Taylor in the circle for Michigan. She has been incredible. 5 strikeouts so far in this game. She's worked her rise ball, that changeup, in, out, up, down, you name it. Addie Taylor has it.
Scoreless through the first 3 innings. Michigan's top 2 arms, Cresbaugh and Taylor, just 2 earned runs the entire week. They are 6-0. As is Delaware. Both teams challenged in the semis yesterday in different ways. Michigan held to just 1 run against the Philippines. An incredible performance by one of the best pitchers here, Erica May Gonzalez, but it wasn't enough. On the other side, Delaware trailed 4-1 going to the bottom of the 5th, but got 7 runs in the 5th and 6th inning to knock off Czechia. Emma Jackson leads it off. Jackson, Bowe, and Brock due up, all strikeout victims the first time through.
For Delaware, this is a big inning. A lot of teams might just roll over at this point, have poor body language, things like that, but for Delaware, you have to stay confident, know that you've been in a situation similar to this before, and start chipping away.
In the air and foul territory. That'll be strike 2 on the batter, Jackson. Softly to the right side. Cresball takes care of it. 2 outs. It's actually going to be Ellis Stevenson at second base now.
Now here's third baseman, Jordan Bowe.
Seems like in this sport, every time a new player comes on the field, the ball seems to find them in that inning. Stevenson doing a really good job handling that hop, making a good play.
Ball 1 outside to Jordan Bowe. Third baseman struck out swinging in the second inning. Addie Taylor's 5 strikeouts came in succession. The last 2 outs in the first and all 3 outs in the second. That is just foul for strike 1. Clint Lutz, just like we have all week, has praised that amazing glove at third base of Jordan Bowe, said she's the one that keeps the dugout relaxed. Feels like there needs to be a little bit of a balance of urgency and also relaxation to know that you have some time here.
And a lot of it's player to player too. If you're a player that likes to play with high energy and you need to have that fired up spirit, then this is your time to shine. But on the other side, some players like to be just cool, calm, and collected no matter what the situation is.
Slow roller to Johnson at short, and there's 2 down.
Michigan defense once again showing why they have a .974 fielding percentage as a team. They just do the little things right. Hannah Johnson calling that one, charging it, making a good throw, making it look easy.
Taylor has retired 10 of the last 12 batters, including 5 in a row. That is a swing and a miss from Ava Brock. One the count. It's Georgetown Little League champions here in 2017. This event celebrating its 50th anniversary. It's been hosted by the Lower Sussex Little League Complex since 2004. Ground ball back to the pitcher, Taylor. Goes 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. That's the first time retiring Delaware in order in an inning. 4 scoreless for Taylor.
Still 6-0. Central coming back to top of the 5th inning.
That is Kim Arena and Donna Reed. They played for Wellswood Little League in Tampa. They played in the first ever Senior League Softball World Series back in 1976 in Portland. Mentioned it's been hosted here for 23 years in Sussex County, Delaware, throwing out the first pitches this week. It's such a cool moment, though, in the history of this event. We've seen some awesome years of the Senior League World Series.
I mean, 50 years of Senior League World Series softball. That's a big deal. It's a lot of commitment to the communities, to this sport. And I'm sure those two women love to see how this has grown over the years as well.
Kim Arena played in 4 World Series, won 3 of them. Just foul down the left field line. Caitlin Brennan leads off for Michigan. She's 0 for 2. Second time she has faced Autumn Willie, who's been pretty good in relief, has given up just the 1 run in her 2 innings of work.
And she works ahead well. This is the 4th time she's had an 0-2 count on these Michigan batters. That is the ticket for her today. If she continues to work ahead, she'll be successful.
Off speed, a swing and a miss. They throw to first for out number 1. That is her 3rd strikeout since entering this game.
And if you count the end of last inning, back-to-back strikeouts for her as well, going to the changeup that time. But once again, it's because she worked ahead in the count, had some room to play around and put that changeup in the dirt.
First pitch swinging, lifted to center, caught by Adeline Lutz. They retire Elena Trotter on 1 pitch.
Now let's do the Kate Mitchell.
Overall, it just feels like Autumn Willie is a lot more efficient on the mound. And to Sierra Lewis's credit, like I said, she had 190 pitches total in the last 2 days. That is a lot to shoulder. But props to Autumn Willie, she's stepping up.
Popped up, that'll get out into the complex for a foul ball. Batter is Kate Mitchell, who entered this game for Allie Rather a couple innings ago defensively. Kate Mitchell was one of the returners on last year's team. She was an all-state high school outfielder in the state of Michigan this year. And she is the TikTok dance instructor, according to their coach, Dan Proffer, which every team needs.
Are you that?
No, I am not. I'm the lead dancer, though.
Front and center.
Yeah. Two-one count for Willie. In the air, left side, Kimora Harris handles it. 1-2-3 inning for Autumn Willie, who has retired 6 in a row, trying to give Delaware a little spark on the other side.
6-0.
Addie Taylor has a 6-run lead. She has given up just 1 run all week. Delaware has 3 innings to work with to try and find a way to get back in this against Taylor. The other thing for Michigan is they will bring the top of their order to the plate in the 6th. So this half inning specifically, the bottom of the 5th for Delaware, feels like the most important spot in this game so far.
They have to be able to put some runs up and just make the lead a little bit shorter. Now they're starting to run out of outs to work with. At this point in the game, every batter, every out, you have to make it count.
Michigan no-hit Delaware in the championship last year, beat them 10-0. Journey Hearn fixed that with the first batter in the game for Delaware, had a single. They have not had a hit since. They had 2 base runners in the first, a single and a walk. They have had only 2 in the last 3 innings, a walk in the second, a walk in the third. Sierra Lewis in the 8 spot trying to change that.
The last 6 batters for Delaware there put the ball in play. Last 6, some fielder's choice, some just infield ground balls, but at least they're putting the ball in play, giving themselves a chance and trying to make this Michigan defense work.
5 of the first 6 outs were strikeouts in innings 1 and 2, and that could have been the difference in them getting on the board potentially in that first inning when they had runners on first and second. Back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning. In the air to center for Cresbaugh. She just hasn't taken a wrong step out there. That was like textbook in center field.
And that comes down to the read off the bat. That is a skill in the outfield, being able to just notice the spin, the trajectory, the velocity off the bat. Almost feels like second nature for McKenna Cresbaugh.
She can play really, really deep, and still she'll come make plays at the edge of the infield. We saw her do that twice yesterday against the Philippines. Strike 1 to Sophia Bowen. Seven straight retired for Taylor. Only 3 different hitters have reached base on something other than a fielder's choice in this game for Delaware. Swings and misses at the off-speed outside. Journey Hearn has reached twice. She is on deck, and she is the leadoff hitter. Single and a walk for Hearn. Can Bowen give her something to work with?
And you mentioned earlier in this game that this is a similar situation to how Michigan got things started for them. It was the bottom of their lineup stepping up and rolling it back over to the top. If you're Sophia Bowen, you have to understand your role here. Your role is not to hit a home run. Your role is to get on base any way that you can.
Swing and a miss, and it's smothered behind the plate by Freeman. Strikeout number 6, the first strikeout since the second inning for Addie Taylor.
Once again, this changeup is just filthy. This thing drops low in the zone, and then a good job by Addie Freeman behind the dish, picking that, making a good throw on the drop third strike. Altogether, it just feels like Addie Taylor is just cooking in the circle right now.
First pitch down and in, ball 1 to Journey Hearn. Singled in the first, walked in the third. She is the only runner in the game that has reached second base for Delaware. Strike 1. Patience by Hearn. next 3-4 hitters for Delaware are one pitch change the game type swingers. Hearn can move the line. It's Delaware, you just wonder if that one run could mentally flip the switch for them.
100%. Hitting is contagious. And this game is all about momentum. Delaware has all of these fans here. If they can get something going, they'll feel the energy, feel the momentum, and give themselves a chance.
3-1 to Hearn. Inside ball 4. She has reached all 3 times she's come to the plate.
To me, she's seen the ball the best out of anybody in this entire lineup. A single, 2 walks back to back. And she's doing her job. She understands her role as a leadoff. Now it's up to Lutz, Kruger, and Harris, these next 3, to try to do something with it.
Adeline Lutz 0 for 1. Had the sacrifice bunt to move Hearn over in the first. Swinging first pitch, that's going to get to the outfield. Hearn rounding second, and this is going to be it. Delaware is going to get on the board. It's a double for Lutz to try and light the fire for this Delaware team.
Once again, it's Adeline Lutz who's going to come up clutch. You can hear the energy now. You can hear their dugout yelling. This is the momentum that they needed. Lutz gets this pitch on the outer half. Beautiful line drive that's hit so hard it goes all the way to the fence to score a run. How about the speed by Journey Hearn too, scoring from first base on that. If you're Delaware, that's exactly what you need in that situation.
Clint Lutz was upset about something at second base. Was asking one of the umpires about it, and then second base umpire just had a word with Hannah Johnson at short. Carly Kruger is up, another in scoring position. That's high for ball 1. Little life here for Delaware in the 5th. Off speed, 2-0. Kruger 10 RBIs on the week, hitting .430 and ahead 3-0, and now it's just about finding a way on, like you were talking about with Kimora Harris in the on-deck circle.
I think right here you're taking all the way. I think you take all the way 3-0, and then if it's 3-1, oh well, you're still ahead in the count.
She does take, that's strike 1 on the changeup. (3-1). Ground ball left side for Johnson, stays down and makes the play. That'll end the inning, but Delaware is on the board. 6-1. We have played 5 in the championship game.
1 run on 1 hit, 4 runs, and 1
Little life here, Adeline Lutz with an RBI double. Her dad, Clint Lutz. You know, she's the fieriest player on this team. It's only fitting that she would try to get them going to make a comeback in this game.
And that one hit right there, you can already feel the life starting to come back into this Delaware team. Few innings there, they were really quiet in the dugout, but now you're starting to feel some more energy. And they've been down before. They've been in a situation similar to this where they don't have a lot of outs to work with.
First pitch is lifted foul. Strike one against McKenna Cresbaugh. Even got the fans going a little bit too that last inning with that run. You finally gotten over that hump of being able to score against this Michigan team in a championship. Delaware certainly is talented enough to win this game.
And especially next inning with Kimora Harris leading them off. That is their hottest hitter. She has a ton of power. She's the person that you want to try to start a rally.
Problem is, top three in the order for Michigan are 4 for 6 with 3 walks, 3 home runs, and 4 runs scored.
And that's the ticket there. You can't score a run and then go back and give up another run right after. You have to keep the score exactly where it is if you're Delaware.
This is playable. That is Jordan Bowe who comes in, takes charge, and there's 1 out.
Communication, communication, communication. You could hear her all the way saying, me, me, me. She wanted that ball. She has great range, made it easier on her catcher, Sophia Bowen, and secures the first out.
Now can they get Jackson and Freeman, who have not been retired yet? 3 for 3, 3 walks. And the 3 hits have all been extra bases. 2 home runs and a double by Jackson. Takes ball 1 inside. Autumn Willie has gone 3 1/3 in relief, just 1 earned run. It was a solo home run off the bat of Jackson. In the air, chance for out number 2. Kimora Harris runs over to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down.
Huge out right there for Autumn Willie. She has been incredible in relief. She has done her job to perfection out there, keeping these batters off balance, hitting her spots really well, which is one of her strengths. She's really good at locating.
8 straight retired for Willie. Now maybe the most disciplined hitter in this tournament, Addie Freeman. Takes strike 1, 1-1 count. One-two.
Addie Freeman in her last 2 games combines for 3 walks, a double, and a home run. She's just seeing the ball so well right now.
She homered in the first game of the week, and she is homered in the last game of the week. Ground ball to Harris. I make a quick throw, out at first. Freeman wants a challenge. We'll see if they will. And I don't think they are going, well, maybe. We'll see. Zach Orr is walking out to talk to one of the umpires. It almost looked like Dan Proffer at first base said no. Teams have left the field, so if he is going to challenge this, it's going to be one of those situations we talked about earlier. We're going to bring everybody back out. And I don't think he is going to. Hard to say. Doesn't look like it. So we will take a break. Delaware, big chance coming up with Kimora Harris leading off. That is Jackie Wingate, 24 years as an umpire, 2 World Series, 5 regional tournaments, and she is retiring. Obviously, emotional day. These umpires have been fantastic, all volunteers. Little ceremony for her earlier today. We've got some great tournament directors as well. There on the left with the 2 softballs. That is Matt Donovan, the assistant tournament director. Martin Donovan is leaning back against the pole behind the plate, and right next to him with the banner is Lisa Schaefer-Stevenson, who has been a ridiculous help to us this week. We could not have done it without her and all the information she has provided. Some great folks here in Frankfort, Delaware, that's made this a lot of fun to be a part of.
I will say, top to bottom, everybody here is so much fun to work with, just so grateful, so kind. Everybody on our staff and the Little League staff. It's just been so much fun this week.
You've had fun working with me?
I hate to admit it, but yes.
Kimora Harris leads it off, 6th inning for Delaware, down to their final 6 outs, and they need 5 runs to bring it level with Michigan, who did a lot of their damage early. A 5-run 2nd inning. Since then, just the solo home run in the 4th to bring their total to 6. Delaware would have loved Kimora Harris to come up last inning with a couple runners on. Instead, nobody on, but still can start it off. Fooled by that pitch and falls behind 1-2. Two and 2. Freeman checked on Taylor real quick after that last pitch.
She has thrown a ton in the last 24 hours, really. 95 pitches yesterday. She's already up to 97. This will be her 98th today. You have to think fatigue at some point is starting to set in. Now it's just about grit. Can you dig deep to finish this game out?
Ball 4, Harris is on to lead off the inning. First time she has reached this stretch of batters, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was the first time any of them have been on base for Delaware.
And Delaware knows how to score in bunches. We saw that last night against Czechia.
Driven to deep center field. Cresbaugh looks up and waves goodbye. A two-run shot for Emma Jackson. Delaware fighting to get back in this game.
They can score in bunches. We saw this yesterday against Czechia. That time it was Kimora Harris. This time it's Emma Jackson. She gets this ball up in the zone, goes up with it. She knows right off the bat, the second this hits out of her bat, she knows it's going way back into the trees, and she gives some life to this Delaware team.
The lead down to 3. And already feeling so much more manageable. Emma Jackson's first home run of the week. She's had a big week at the plate. It's the first time one has left the yard off her bat. Now Jordan Bowe, the hitter, takes the first 2 pitches, and it's 1-1.
And that was not a short home run either. That ball was launched halfway up the trees in the outfield.
Ball 2. Two-one pitch. Bowe taking ball 3. Strike 2.
That's a smart take by Jordan Bowe, especially in that count. You don't want to mess around with the changeup. In that count, you're looking for something fast that you can drive.
Full count pitch from Taylor. Just fouled off by Bowe. Addie Taylor likes throwing that pitch. She is comfortable throwing it. A lot of times they seem like they've targeted the outside corner with it.
She'll throw it in any count because she knows she can locate it for a strike.
Another 3-2 pitch to Bowe. Ball 4. First 3 in the inning have reached. They've already scored 2. This part of the order that has struggled so much today is coming through, and Taylor emotional. It almost felt like there was some discomfort a little on the last few batters, and I think she's the one that actually said, I can't go. And what a performance she has put together this week. And you see the emotions, but they would not be in this spot without her.
Only 2 big swings is what she's given up. But I think you're exactly right. You could tell she was just not feeling it right there.
So we will step away, and it will be the center fielder, McKenna Cresbaugh, who enters this game when we come back. Well, McKenna Cresbaugh the other day against Pennsylvania, complete game shutout in that 4-0 win. You go from a .3 or so ERA to a .5 ERA.
It doesn't get much better than that. To have your relief pitcher be this dominant is insane. Cresbaugh, that changeup for her is nasty. And what we've seen from Addie Taylor, she worked that changeup a ton. I would expect to see something similar from Cresbaugh again in the circle tonight.
Cresbaugh comes in from center field, which pushes Kate Mitchell from left field to center and moves Ayanna Jackson out of the dugout out to left field. So a lot of movement with this change, bringing Cresbaugh into pitch with a runner on and nobody out. Delaware had 6 outs to work with and a 5-run deficit when they started this inning. They still have 6 outs to work with, but just a 3-run deficit. There is strike 1 from Cresbaugh to Ava Brock.
But you can hear already the crowd, the dugout, everything is just heightened for Delaware right now.
Into right field, fair ball! Extra bases for Ava Brock. She's got a double, and the tying run is about to walk to the plate for Delaware.
Ava Brock, what a moment. This outside pitch, she stays with it long with her extension and just keeps it barely fair. Once again, this Delaware team knows how to pass the bat. They know how to continue an inning, and you are seeing that right now.
4 through 7. We're 0 for 8 coming into this inning. Harris walked, Jackson hit a 2-run home run, Jordan Bowe walked, and Cresbaugh hit a double. Sierra Lewis, the starting pitcher, represents the tying run. Inside, that almost hit her, but it's a 3-0 count. Ball 4, bases loaded, nobody out.
What an inning for Delaware so far. Now Sophia Bowen, 2 strikeouts in this game, but she has a chance to redeem herself with bases loaded.
What are you thinking as a hitter right now? What is your focus?
Get it to the grass. Something to the grass, deep enough to where you score at least 1 run. If not, go gap to gap. See what you can do.
Infield is in just a little bit here. That is strike 1, catching the top of the zone against Sophia Bowen. Takes and falls behind 0-2. That was the off speed from Cresbaugh.
That's a pitch she needs to be able to go to in any count. That is nasty. I might go to it again.
0-2, we'll see if she does. She did, but just held on to it a little too long. Bowen fouls it off. We have been treated. Games 25, 26, and 27. The 2 semis in the championship have been just outstanding.
Electric softball out here in Delaware.
This is lifted to left field. Jackson goes back and makes the catch, but another run will score. Job done by Sophia Bowen in a very tough count.
That is textbook softball of knowing your role. I had just mentioned your job is to get something to the grass deep enough to score somebody. Sophia Bowen gets a very tough changeup low in the zone and does just that.
Still 2 on. Just one out, and now to the top of the order for Journey Hearn, who has not been retired at the plate this game. And she takes strike one. Ground ball left side. They will go to third. That's a heads-up play by the shortstop Johnson to keep the runners at first and second. So a big out for Michigan, but here comes Adeline Lutz.
Lutz, to me, is their most clutch player. She might not have the home run numbers that some of her teammates have, but she comes up big when her team needs her. She had a triple yesterday, a double already today.
Takes the first pitch for ball one. Just having watched her throughout this week, you just feel like she would beg for this opportunity.
That's the type of player that she is. She's fiery, she's passionate, and you can tell she is ready for these moments. She wants these moments.
1-0. Just misses ball two. Lutz, right side, jumps up, but quickly thrown to first, and a nice job by Brennan to keep her foot on the bag. Michigan gets out of it, but Delaware is in this game. It is just a two-run lead, in part thanks to Emma Jackson's two-run home run. They're fired up. Emma Jackson leaves the yard, and the lead is down to 2 for Michigan. We go to the 7th inning. Delaware trying to mount a late comeback just like they did yesterday against Czechia. Of course, the offense so important that last half inning, but no one has been bigger in this game for Delaware than Autumn Willie, coming out of the bullpen and absolutely dealing to keep Michigan in check. She has now gone 4 full innings, gave up just 1 hit. It was a solo home run. That's the lone run allowed, a pair of walks and 3 strikeouts.
She has done her job to a T. She knows her role. She was ready for this moment, you can tell. She's already thrown 60 pitches in this game. That was the 61st. But she's just calm, cool, and collected out there. You can just tell she's comfortable and confident.
Aubrey Cresbaugh leads off for Michigan and just loops this out to right field. She had to wait on that pitch. Found the barrel, and she's got a leadoff base hit here in the 7th.
Just a really good piece of hitting by Aubrey Cresbaugh. Got a changeup from Autumn Willie down in the zone. Just gets her barrel down there, uses her legs. You can tell she's sunk into her legs to be able to get that pitch. And that's the type of leadoff you need if you're Michigan and you're trying to get some insurance.
Will not be Reagan Allen coming to the plate. It will be Sammy Wright, the 14-year-old from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Both parents were athletes at the University of Michigan. She's a Sierra Romero fan. First pitch swinging. This is popped up in foul territory. And a big out, number one.
I think that out right there just shows how confident Autumn Willie is. Gives up that single, but then the next batter, she immediately goes after them, attacks, and gets a pop-up.
Willie will see another new face coming to the plate, the 13-year-old Harper Lowe from Clarkston, Michigan. Aaron Judge and Bree Ellis fan, we've seen her swing it like those two this week. She back squats 265 pounds at 13 years old.
And the decision to bring her in off the bench is that she can change the game with one swing. With one swing of the bat, she can put the ball over the fence.
Takes strike one, runner goes, and is in safely to second base.
Just a great jump. Sliding in there, she's definitely safe, gets her foot in there. But now in a good position for Harper Lowe with how strong she is.
It placed the bag back on second base. Just came off of its little stand. 0-1 pitch coming to Harper Lowe. 1-1. Wind has kind of picked up since Harper Lowe stepped to the plate. It's pretty much blowing straight out. And it is strike two to Lowe. Strike three looking.
A beautiful location for Autumn Willie. Instead of going to the changeup this time, she's gonna go to the curve, down and away. Perfect spot on the outside corner, right at the knees. Beautiful pitch for another strikeout in a big time moment.
Two outs, we'll see another pinch hitter, Mackenzie Jackson, younger sister of Ayana. She will hit in the place of Caitlin Brennan, the first baseman. Aubrey Cresbaugh can run at second base. Anything that gets through the infield, be a good chance to score a run. That is strike one. Delaware can get out of it. They'll have 3, 4, 5 to come up in the bottom of the seventh. First batter in the inning reached on a single and stole second. These two catchers, Sophia Bowen, Addie Freeman, have not allowed anything to really go. A couple stolen bases, but feels like nothing's gotten past them.
And they've been like that all week. They've both been grinding back there behind the plate. Have been in every single game in that catcher position. And they're a huge, huge part of why each of the pitchers for these teams have been so successful.
Takes outside, ball 2. Ball 3, nice battle here by Jackson.
A lot of the times these slappers, that's something that they're very good at, is being disciplined, and you can see that right now from Mackenzie Jackson.
Popped up and out of play. Just wasting pitches right now against Willie, waiting for the one she can do something with.
And all she has to do is put the ball on the ground somewhere. She has enough speed. If she puts it on the ground in the right spot, she's on base.
Into left field and caught out there in left by Emma Jackson. It's a 2-run game. Emma Jackson due up third. She had the 2-run home run last inning. Delaware trying to fight their way back. One last chance. That is Brazil looking on, the representatives from Latin America. They were so much fun to watch this week, as well as all these teams were. Some great stories, some great young athletes, and just a ton of fun all week in Frankfort, Delaware. The host team has an opportunity here to stun Michigan. Down 2, going to the 7th. Carly Kruger, Kamora Harris, Emma Jackson. 3, 4, 5 in the order. Due up. And McKenna Cresbaugh closed the door. First pitch low for ball 1. The approach, maybe late in the 5th, but certainly in the 6th. Feels like it's switched for Delaware. The mindset's just so strong right now.
They're being so patient up against McKenna Kresball, making her work for every single strike, waiting for their perfect pitch, and it seems like they're sitting fastball up in the zone. They want something higher in the zone that they can handle.
2-0 count. That is just tipped off the bat of Kruger. Three-one count. Ball four to lead off the inning. The tying run steps to the plate. It's Kamora Harris who changed the game last night against Czechia. They were down one, and she hit a two-run shot to give them the lead.
And she has to stick to the plan here. You can tell her teammate there, Carly Kruger, with the hand motions telling her to stay calm, stay within herself, and stick to the plan.
Ball one high.
And Team Canada over there cheering for what seems for this Delaware team. It's so fun to see the friendships that are made across the board, but you can tell Team Canada is in this.
Ball two to Harris. Swinging right side, staying down over at second is Kresball, and they do get one out.
Huge out for Kresball right there. But now she has to face Emma Jackson. Last time when she came up, she went yard, and not a short one either. This was a line drive. This is one of those that, wow.
That was just last inning. Takes strike one on the off-speed pitch from Kresball. This is the first time she has faced McKenna Kresball. One the count. Lifted to right field, foul territory, and it will get out of play. Reagan Allen was praying that would stay in. One-two the count, big pitch coming. Jackson pops this up shallow center, and it's caught on the move by Mitchell. Michigan 1 out away from going back-to-back at the Senior League Softball World Series.
And now Jordan Bowe, who's been stellar at third base, has a chance to keep this game alive for Delaware.
First pitch, strike one from Kresball. Bowe fouls it off. Delaware down to their final strike. Came from behind 4-1 in the bottom of the fifth last night against Czechia to be here. Trailed big in this game, going to last inning down 6-1. They have stormed back and given themselves a chance. 0-2. out to right field. Allen makes the play. Michigan back-to-back champions.
What a moment for Michigan. The offense stepped up, the pitching. How about McKenna Cresbaugh coming in relief, doing her job? Man, what a team. This Michigan team, they stepped up, and now they are back-to-back champions.
These two teams combined to go 13-1 this week. And it took the reigning champs to knock off Delaware, who were an absolute joy to watch this entire tournament. But it is Michigan who is victorious for the second consecutive season. A complete team effort top to bottom. It felt like at one point or another we saw every player from Michigan have a big impact on this team's winning this week. The pitching was tremendous between Taylor and Cresbaugh.
And just in today's game alone, 3 home runs from 3 different players. They didn't just rely on one person. This was a full team effort all week long.
See the emotions for this Michigan team too, and in part because a lot of these players will age out. They will not be able to come back next year. The same can be said for this super talented Delaware team. A number of players from both sides will continue their playing careers at the college level.
And what a run for Delaware. And just even being able to come back and make this game close, bring the tying run to the plate. They showed a lot of fight. They were incredible to watch all week long.
Michigan has a great crowd here too, taking up the bleachers on the first base side that came to support this team. Certainly a lot of friends and family members. Hats off to the folks here in Delaware, though, for the support we saw for this team. Crowds just kept getting bigger and bigger. As the Senior League Softball World Series comes to a close, Michigan in a familiar position with that banner on the field celebrating another title.
And that has to just feel so good, being able to go back-to-back, especially for these young ladies that are going to age out.
Michigan struck first in this game way back in the second inning. 2 home runs. McKenna Cresbaugh, who played some great center field all week, but was also tremendous pitching. She started it with a 3-run shot of her own before Addie Freeman added 2 more a couple batters later.
McKenna Cresbaugh, not only can she pitch and play center field, but dang, she can hit as well. This is a line drive. She waves it goodbye, and then later in that same inning, it's Addie Freeman, a 2-run shot out to right center. She's fired up as well.
And we have one of those home run hitters, Addie Freeman, one of the stars from last year's team and this year again. Addie, we see the emotion from this entire team. What's it mean to go back-to-back?
Oh, I mean, everything. It's super great just to end this with this group of girls. We all wanted it for each other. We all had each other's backs.
And talk about what it's like to represent your community here as well.
Just to be able to represent Owasso and represent Grand Blanc as a whole is just a lot. It is a lot of fun just to be able to, all of us, be together and do it.
Your team's waiting for you, but one more before you go. Just, it seems like there's such a connection between this group. Just tell us kind of what it's been like to be a part of this team the last couple of years.
I mean, the only word that comes to mind is family. We all are a family. All these girls, we grew up playing together. So to end our final game together, playing together, well, it meant a lot.
Addie, it's been a joy to watch you. Congratulations. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Addie Freeman, one of the stars for Michigan, and that might be the first of many. She's off to play some college ball, so she'll get used to having that headset on, I think, real quick.
Absolutely. You can just tell that she's a talented player. She loves her team, loves where she's from, and you can tell they were bought in, and it showed today.
Michigan, the champions. They dump the Gatorade on their manager, Zach Orr. A little celebration. Been an absolute joy to be here all week. Pleasure, partner, working with you. We've had a ton of fun this week.
Absolutely. It has been such a blast. You got to love seeing the celebrations from these teams. And here's a look at the Gatorade bath of Zach Orr. That's one of my favorite parts about all of these games, seeing the Gatorade bath celebration.
The Senior League Softball World Series has come to a close. Started on Monday with 10 outstanding teams. We've seen a little bit of everything. We've had a ton of fun, and that was it. Game number 27, it did not disappoint. Michigan hangs on to take down Delaware. Back-to-back years, we've seen that matchup, and back-to-back years, Michigan has lifted the trophy. We thank you for joining us all week long. A big thank you to all the volunteers here at this event that have been outstanding to be around. Our crew, who has been A+, it has been a pleasure working with them too. For Allie Shipman, TJ McGinnis, I'm Chucky Kemp. We will see you next time.